He was even asked if he remembered how many times that he stabbed her, to which he answered, quote, "enough not to care." A Fort Wayne Community Schools bus driver has been taken into custody after leading police on a chase. The FDA says products made here at Prairie Farms in Fort Wayne infected with listeria have claimed the lives of a dozen people and hospitalized dozens more. After more than a year of construction and hard work, the Fort Wayne Arts United Center definitely looks a little bit different from what it used to. Fort Wayne police tell us that a man was run over by this CityLink bus right behind me. Many of them during their testimony said that they heard verbal confessions from Richard Allen and written confessions of him saying that he killed Abigail Williams and Liberty German. 2 consecutive 65-year sentences for the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. The driver of that car that was chased into this area is not cooperating with commands. So when you were on the bench making decisions, were you remaining neutral? A bar or restaurant can fill it up with an alcoholic drink and you can step outside the doors and walk around with it outside. But what has changed, as you can see from earlier, is the smoke. Earlier it was thick black clouds of smoke up in the sky, and it's hard to believe that even with how much smoke is still in the sky that this is considered to be an improvement. All of this damage happened just within a couple of seconds. When those crews got to take a step back, take a breath, and realize they got to pull this man out of the ground alive, you could see them embracing, high-fiving, proud that they were able to give this man a fighting chance.
And when we first started, we were like, oh yes, gung-ho, ready to go. This is awesome. We can do this.
Anxiety is setting in at Allison Lewis's bakery on Main Street.
And then you look at the prices and you're like, that's double what I paid for last time. So then you're like, okay, well, is this product even worth it to sell?
She's worried Caking at Midnight might share the same fate as Pint and Slice. The pizza shop owners also blamed rising food costs for causing them to close.
Then you're like, oh gosh, this is getting real. I mean, we don't want to see any small business close, but if it's affecting one that's been here for a longer time, then you really start to question, is this the right choice for us, being a smaller business?
The rising prices aren't just felt on Main Street. On Broadway, you'll find another bakery owner with a similar problem.
Makes me wonder, you know, like, is my time coming? I know that we all work really hard. I know they've worked really hard to keep their business going. So to see a place like that, that I guess we've all just kind of assumed was doing great, it's a little scary.
That was mind-blowing.
I mean, that just goes to show you, like, DeKalb students are so ready to just jump in and be involved with each other.
And DeKalb is the first in more ways than one.
Maybe there's no Indiana teams to compete against. Let's do it anyway. Let's be the trailblazers for Unified at the middle school level.
Meet the only middle school unified esports team in Indiana.
What do you mean?
It's pretty crazy, but also like very cool that we're like the only team in Indiana, and just makes us a really nice community and school.
Coach Amber Zimmerman says watching this unlikely team work together is unlike anything she's seen before.
It makes my heart explode with happiness. Like, they're so excited and they're learning to accept each other through it all.
I'm glad that's a thing because it's nice to let different kinds of kids just be together.
If I never joined esports, then I would never met these guys.
If you really truly talk to people, you know, everyone has something going on in life.
No matter what, you'll find her serving up a friendly gesture.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Whoever the person is.
They had a gentleman come in, a gentleman that I see regularly downtown here, and he was hungry and asked if I could feed him.
Without hesitation, Ellsroth gave him a hot meal and picked up the tab when another customer chimed in.
Asked about it and, you know, asked if this is a regular thing, and I was like, actually it kind of is, and especially here lately.
She had an idea.
We need to do good out here, like, we need to bring happiness.
And it can be found in a green binder covered with stickers.
It's called the Choose Kindness binder, and I just have it sectioned off into like breakfast, lunch, kids' meals.
People can donate meal vouchers, cash, or gift cards to Nick's. When someone hungry can't afford a meal, the Choose Kindness binder covers the bill.
We had a family actually this weekend. Someone had called and they needed fed and asked if we could feed them, and We made breakfast for them and used money out of the kindness binder.
That sound might bring you to a time in your past.
You remember the sounds that the modem would make when it was connecting.
But now it is officially a piece of history.
You remember swearing because somebody called in the middle of your online time and that knocked you offline.
Earlier this week, AOL pulled the plug on dial-up internet.
It was a unique space and a unique time. It is bittersweet.
Someone who knew it best, John Caulfield. He literally wrote the book on it for dummies.
Hey, so we hear you know about databases. Would you like to do a book proposal? I said, sure. What's a book proposal?
He began with Paradox for Dummies, FoxPro for Dummies, and eventually...
that accidentally led to America Online for Dummies.
AOL for Dummies is one of Caulfield's most successful books.
We probably passed about 1.5 million books.
Those books helped a lot of people get online for the first time.
It was cool. It was cool to be part of that.
Thanks for calling American Heritage Trails, Charters, and Tours.
This is Roseanne Dawson calling again, checking on my refund.
Hi, Roseanne. I did get an answer yesterday that we are holding off on refunds right now. It won't be at least until 2 weeks before I get anything out.
At least 2 weeks? Can you?
At least 2 weeks, yes, ma'am.
That's not the first time Roseanne Dawson has gotten an answer like that from American Heritage Trails.
1 month she'll say we're checking, the next month she'll say you should get the check in the next 2 weeks.
She says it hasn't always been like this.
A year ago in June, we went up to St. Joe, Michigan on a day trip just to go up to the lake. It was great.
Dawson says there wasn't a problem with the trip.
None at all, no. It was a great day.
So she was excited for her next, this time an overnight trip to Frankenmuth, Michigan.
2 weeks before we were to go, I got a notice in the mail saying that it was canceled. Unfortunately, we did not have any guests signed up for this tour to meet the minimum passenger count required. If you currently have future trips scheduled with us, any refund will be applied to those trips. Otherwise, you'll receive a refund in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
And what date was that?
October 17th of 24.
9 months later, and Dawson still hasn't gotten a refund.
It's $598 for 2 tickets, and I've been calling them every month.
Days passed, and London's symptoms grew worse.
Wanted to be kind of by herself, headaches all the time, neck pains all the time. Dizziness, that was a big part of it.
Smith says it just didn't add up.
What we were told at the school compared to what her symptoms were, we thought she might be playing it a little bit. Are you just being a sissy? What's going on?
Almost 2 weeks went by. While the Smiths waited to see if London would get better, they were also still waiting to hear from Adams Central.
For them to reach out to us and say, hey, this is what we did. This is what's going on. This is what we're going to do for your daughter to help her get back into the classroom. None of that happened.
Then came an unexpected call.
The call was from the gentleman that offered $20 to hit my daughter. He came over to my house, told me exactly what had happened, and then told me how my daughter was hit. The boy snuck up behind her, got in like a baseball stance, reached back with a closed fist, and took a full swing. He said it was one of the hardest hits that he had ever seen in his life.
So when Autumn started, she started on keys and she was very shy.
I definitely wasn't much of a performer before I did rock camp.
Toth eventually found herself drawn to what she calls the backbone of a band, the bass. And it just felt right, natural.
I remember that was the scariest thing ever, but like connecting with those people on stage and like the feeling of playing an original song on stage, I feel like just like helped me get over that fear.
A couple years and 17 weeks of rock camp later,
I just applied to so many music schools and I got into all of them.
Including her dream school, Berklee College of Music in Boston.
I feel like my audition went very well. And I feel like I connected with those like professors.
Acceptance to Berklee was exciting enough, and the excitement didn't end there.
But then I opened up the letter and it had like a link and it was like, check to see if you got any scholarships. So I clicked on it and in the corner it said full tuition scholarship notice, and it was like euphoria.